get some information from you for basically for the people who are maybe not exactly sure what it is you do and why they would come in the course. So first of all, I want to talk to you about how you like your background. So tell me what happened with your experience of the cell.
Okay, my background is I took a PhD in biochemistry decades ago, and as a biochemist, I was learning about the chemistry of life. And then that was in Chicago, and then I moved to California and took a postdoctoral training in immunology and hematology, which introduced me to cells. I really didn't have an appreciation of cells until years after my training. And my first project, I was trying to choose a project that was as close to biochemistry as possible because I didn't really understand cells. And the project I got was to decipher what was wrong with little boys' white blood cells who were dying of infection. So the white blood cells are the cells that protect us against any kind of infectious agent. So I had to start looking at living cells under the microscope to understand how they worked. Right. And once I began seeing living cells under the microscope, it was mind-blowing. I mean, to see these little creatures that can tell that there's something foreign in its environment and go after it and remove it was, I went from being an agnostic to, oh, there has to be a God. There has to be something greater that could have designed something as wise as these invisible cells.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, how exciting. And, how does that affect how you see life? Because, I mean, when people ask me, why would I come to the course? I just think this is for everyone. To me, it's like we used to think the world was flat, and now we accept it's round. And then we used to think that we were just like solid. We kind of stop where the body appears to stop, and that you could cut things up, and now we're realizing it's way, way more exciting than that.
It's way more exciting than that. If you think about where we were in medical science even 20 years ago, the mind wasn't even part of our body.
I know.
We were a physical body made of organs. And we learned about genes, which became an important molecule or part of our cells. And then when you think about it, we're composed by trillions and trillions of cells, invisible entities that do everything that's us. It becomes mind-blowing. How do these little invisible creatures know how to stay together, communicate if we have a pain, what to do, to make energy when we need it? How do they know all of that? So I got into the wonder of cells through the molecules basically first, but then when I was asked to write this book, Secrets of Your Cells, since I've written the book has been out since 2013, I've become more in love. More in love with the cells. They're awesome. They're amazing. Everything they do, we need for life. It's a real partnership.
Yes, and what happens within the cell happens out with the cell as well, doesn't it?
Exactly. So it's as above, so below. I mean, one of the key things I got through after I wrote the book, people, spiritual teachers are always telling us, be here now.
Yeah.
I never could get, I understood it, but it never made a difference to me until one day I was driving past vineyards and my mind was going off about boyfriends and worry. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're visiting your favorite places, vineyards, and your mind is off churning. And then I realized that what's taking me and my cells away from peacefulness is my mind going into worry. So I'm always in the now. So that was probably the first key teaching I understood about the cells, take them back to now. stop giving them, as I say, caca. They don't need that. They don't need my worry. That's not going to feed either one of us. Our cells don't know the difference between what's real and made up. So what are we going to feed them with?
Well, exactly. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for that. It's so great for me to see somebody as excited, if not more excited than me about the cells. Okay,